Do you struggle with many of the same things that many other authors do, and that is how to feel more confident with writing?
If you're a fantasy author, then you've come to the right place. My name is Autumn Burt, and together with Jesper Schmidt, we've published more than 20 novels. Our aim is to help use our experience to help you with writing, marketing, and selling books to fans all over the world. Let's
So we
go.
wanted to try to get in a bit of a quicker video for you guys today. And as you can probably see and hear, Autumn is on the move, traveling around. So there's a bit of wind in the microphone, and the audio quality is not the best, but we hope you can live with that. And we just wanted to talk a bit about how to feel more confident with your writing. But before we get into that, we also wanted to shout out a huge thank you to some both existing supporters on Patreon who upped their pledge, but also to quite a few new Patreon supporters. So I think you have the names for us, Autumn.
Yes, I want to give a shout out and a huge thank you for your support. It really means so much to us. But Bill, Moose Beard, Mark Jones, Perry Chalmers, Irish, Karen Jones, Amelia Hay, and Angela Gibson, thank you so much for joining us, those who just did recently, and for those who upped their pledge, and just for those who have been with us and supporting us on Patreon. We just went through our big first birthday anniversary blowout, and it was a lot of fun. We got some new Patreons and met some great people, and I really thrilled with the interaction and everyone who's really helping us out and lets us know that what we're doing is important to them and helping them to finish and follow their dreams and become better authors, better writers, and publish. And I love being a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. We really appreciate it, and it makes a huge difference to know that you value what we try to put out in terms of advice for you every week. So thanks a lot, and I also hope you're gonna get a bit out of today's video. Although we're gonna pitch something for you, but stay tuned for a second, and then it'll make sense. But I think before we get into that, then we need to talk for a second around what are sort of the main problems that writers, even if you're a new writer or an experienced one, doesn't matter too much, but um, what are the main problems that we face in terms of feeling confident about our writing? And I don't know, I made a few notes here, Autumn, but I don't know if you have some place where you would like to start with what are some of these problems, or how should we do this?
Well, I think I'd say to me, the top one that always comes to mind, the one that I hear the most of, is doubt. Just what you're writing is good enough that anyone's going to read it. And I think that is, to me, the number one problem, next to and possibly consecutive with finding the time to actually write. Those are huge issues for, I think, every author out there.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and I had a few things on my notepad here as well. I mean, things like it sort of ducktails on what you just said, but struggling with how do I know that what I'm writing is good enough? It ducktails on the whole feeling not confident and whatnot, but I'm more thinking about the actual mechanics of writing here. How do I actually write so that I know that I'm doing it well correctly? I'm saying sort of correctly is that can be debated, but at least how am I doing it in a way that works? Maybe we could put it like that as well. um, and how do I make it interesting? How do I turn my story idea into things that I mean, we've talked about before on how to structure chapters, but just in general, how do I turn a story idea into a complete exciting novel where it's actually gripping and it's filled with tension and all those things? Yeah, and then I think also one of the huge issues with being a writer and an author is also the fact that you're doing it on your own. So it goes on one
Yes.
hand with the fact around worrying about being confident enough, because if you're in a ordinary workplace. You have colleagues around you, and you'll probably know whether or not you're doing a good job, and your boss will tell you or not tell you, or that sort of thing. That goes along with a 9 to 5 job. But being a writer, you're writing an entire novel, and basically you have no clue if it's good or not. At some point you will release it, and then the readers will tell you. But that's a bit well, a shame and a waste of time and whatnot to go through all that hassle to write a full novel. It might take you several years, only to learn that people don't appreciate it. That's horrible, to be honest. So I think the accountability partner part is important as well, meaning that if you had somebody who you could go to with your questions, who you could maybe share in a more private forum, you could share some of your writing, you could get some feedback on it, if this good or bad, that sort of thing. And also somebody who could help you along the way to your finished novel. I think that is a huge problem that many face, because you're doing it by yourself and you don't have that sort of partner on the side, even if it's like a virtual partner.
Absolutely. I mean, I think having a person, a community, just someone you can go that you trust, that you can say, oh, is this a good idea? Is this a good character? Or how do I develop this? Or I feel lost here, like they say, the mushy middle. So many authors just lose track. They want to skip to a new idea right when about they hit the halfway point, and it's such a common place to back up and let go of. But to have someone to say, no, you just need to push through this, and you're gonna hit the climax. To have that partner, like you said, an accountability partner that will keep you going, not let you drop another novel, not let you give up, and to let you know that you're writing correctly, that you are doing all the necessary steps. That's really a huge part of making sure that you're going to get to the end, and that what you're doing it right.
Indeed, yeah, and then this is where the pitch part then comes in, because it actually just happens so by complete coincidence here that we actually have something that will solve these problems for you.
We do. We have something that we put together. I put together originally, and then Jesper, you've come in and helped me work on it. That I went through all this, and I saw so many other authors struggling, that we created the Ultimate Fantasy Writer's Guide to really help someone learn how to write properly, not get sidetracked, not get lost, develop ideas, make sure they're writing something riveting and interesting, and then to know how to market it, how to find fans, how to edit it so it's actually interesting. I know the first time I looked at it was like, oh, this is not, just spell checking. There's so much more to editing and developing a novel after that first draft is done. And then, the steps to actually publish. It's intimidating the first time you upload to Amazon. It's exciting. It's so exciting. But it's also the questions on there when you're like looking at Amazon and people are asking about ISBN numbers and all these questions. Knowing what you need to do, knowing the file types you need, it's all needs to be put together. And so we did. We put it all in one spot. We're insane that we did this all as one course, but we did. And because of that, it's a one-stop shop course that'll teach you how to write and how to, develop everything into a fantastic novel.
Yeah, so basically, what Autumn just explained was the details around what the Ultimate Fantasy Writer's Guide course has to offer. So on the back end of going through the course, obviously the aim is that you will feel less worried, and you can sort of park the feelings about not feeling good enough, and you have somebody who will be able to help you, because as part of the course as well, you are going to get access to both a closed mastermind Facebook group that we run, but you're also going to get access to monthly Q&A sessions that we run only for students and supporters on Patreon. So that means that you can post your questions, and we will cover them in a monthly Q&A, or you can show up yourself to the monthly Q&A, and we will have a conversation, Autumn and I, with you to try to answer any questions you might have. If you cannot show up, you can just post them to us, and we will answer them in a video for you, which you can then watch on your own time. And basically like that, we're trying to help you so that you are not alone and you don't have to be alone in the writing process.
So this course will make sure that you not only you will have an accountability partner, you'll know what you need to know, so you're not going to have another unfinished manuscript. You're going to know you're writing well. You're going to make sure, we're going to make sure through the question and answers, we're going to be there to help you, to talk to you, plus the private mastermind group. You're going to have access to other authors who either are going along with you on this journey or who are ahead of you, and like Jesper and I, who have done this, we've seen it, we know how to help you make sure that you finish this novel, not leave it behind, and you'll be successful this time. And that's what this course is all about. And even once you've finished, how to go on the next step of your career, the author branding, marketing, all those questions. We're still going to be here. You're going to have lifetime access to us, to those questions, to make sure that as your books grow and your platform grows, that you will know what the next step is and you're not lost somewhere along the way, and that you can be successful as well.
Excellent. So if this is something you're a bit interested in, at least hearing a bit more about, we have a page for you set up that I'll put the link to the page in the video description below, or if you're listening on the podcast, then it'll be in the show notes. So click through there, have a look at the page. There is a video there that goes into more detail about what the course is about, and I promise you, it's not recorded on the outside and like this video. So it's good. It's a good quality video where you can probably hear what's being said and whatnot. So go and check it out if you're interested. You should know that the course for this time around will open on the 30th of August, but we only open the course twice a year. So if you listen to this or watch this before the 30th of August, you can go to that page. You can sign up for the wait list there, and then it'll only be like a few weeks, and then you will get an email that the course is open and you can sign up. Or if you're watching this way later, then that link is still applicable. Still go through to that link that I'm mentioning there, that we have below in the show notes or in the video description, because again there will be a wait list. But of course, then you'll have to wait until the next time that the course opens, which is only, as I said, twice a year. So that's how it works. Go and check it out. If you have any questions to any of what you read on that site, then just ping us, let us know, and we will help you out. There's also a Q&A on the page itself that you can read, and you will also notice that there is a ton of very cool bonuses linked to the course, but it's all listed on that page. So go have a look and see what you think, and hopefully you heard everything we said here okay, and it comes through okay. We do have some plans for the future here, but we'll share more about that next week. But for now, go and check out the course, and we hope that you will find it useful.
We hope to see you there, and thanks for tuning in and watching us, and see you next Monday.
All right, stay safe out there, and see you next Monday.